Have you ever wondered why storms happen and how they form? Well, let's unravel this mystery together. You see, storms are essentially the Earth's way of having a little temper tantrum. But instead of kicking and screaming, our planet uses wind, rain, and sometimes even ice. The science behind storms is fascinating. They are created due to differences in atmospheric pressure and temperature. Imagine a pot of boiling water. The heat causes the water to evaporate, creating steam. Similarly, when warm, moist air rises in the atmosphere, it cools down, forming clouds. This is the birthplace of storms. But there's another player in this game: Earth's rotation. Ever noticed how storms in the northern hemisphere spin counterclockwise, while those in the southern hemisphere spin clockwise? That's the Coriolis effect at work, influencing the direction and intensity of storms. So in essence, storms are nature's way of balancing out differences in temperature and pressure. Now that we understand storms, have you pondered how floods come about? Let's dive right in. Floods are a fascinating natural occurrence, a result of our planet's intricate water cycle. They typically occur when a region's capacity to absorb water is overwhelmed. Imagine a sponge soaking up water. If the water pours in faster than the sponge can absorb it, you've got a flood. This can happen due to heavy rainfall, especially from storms. When the heavens open up and rain pours down in torrents, the land can't keep up. The water has nowhere to go but spread out, creating a flood. But it's not just rain that causes floods. Sometimes floods can come from the melting of snow and ice. When winter bids adieu and spring steps in, the ice and snow melt, often faster than the land can handle. Man-made structures like dams and levees can also lead to floods. If they fail, the water they were holding back surges forth, inundating the surrounding areas. So, floods are essentially an overabundance of water that the land cannot absorb quickly enough. Ever thought about why storms often lead to floods? Well, it's all about the water cycle, the process by which water evaporates from the Earth's surface, rises into the atmosphere, cools and condenses into clouds, and falls back to the surface as precipitation. When a storm rolls in, it brings with it heavy rain. The ground can only absorb so much water. Once it's saturated, any additional rain will simply run off, flowing into rivers and streams. This is what we call runoff. Now consider an area with a lot of rain in a short period of time. The ground becomes quickly saturated, and rivers and streams fill up faster than they can drain. This is when we see flooding. It's especially common in areas with certain geographical features and climates, like flatlands, coastal regions, or places with heavy rainfall. So, storms and floods are interconnected, with one often leading to the other. Now that we've unraveled the science behind storms and floods, are you ready for a quick quiz? Let's take a moment to recall the key points we've discussed. We've learned about the fascinating formation of storms, the immense power of floods, and the intriguing connection between the two. All right, it's quiz time. Question 1. What are the key elements in the formation of a storm? Question 2. Can you name a primary cause of floods? And finally, question 3. How are storms and floods connected? Take a moment to think about your answers. Whether you got them all correct or missed a few, it's all part of the learning journey. The important part is that we're understanding our world a little bit more each day. Remember, understanding our world helps us appreciate it more. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more quick facts. See you next time!